Hi, everyone. I am live today. It's Friday. Today, we're talking about stress. So, I want all of you who are dealing with stress, dealing with anxiety, even dealing with depression, I need you to come on in to listen to this one because I'm going to share with you why you may be dealing with this stress, this depression, this anxiety. I want to give you some tips to help you. I wanted to do this topic today because stress affects everyone, especially around this time of year. It's the holidays for many, and then for others, it's just a regular day. But some people find the holidays a time of stress. We actually, I don't know if you know, statistically, we have a lot of suicides come around this time of year from people being depressed because of the holidays. For you to know, everyone isn't all joyous in this time of year. So I thought it was very important that I come and talk about stress, talk about mental health, and then give you a solution on what you can do in regards to dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression. So I'm not going to jump on in. Everybody's coming in waving. I'm waving back. Hi, everyone. I think you have my YouTube crowd too far away from me. Sorry, we are on 3 platforms at one time: YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So if you see me looking at different places, that's because I'm in different places. But today is very, very important. I want you to get a pen and paper. If you're at work, maybe you could take a few moments to just sit down and listen to what I have to say. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Debbie Williams. I am a board certified nutritionist who focuses basically on hair loss, skin problems, liver health, kidney health, and anything in between. And why all of that is because at the end of the day, all of our health issues start from a nutritional level. An imbalance of our diet, of the nutrients we eat, will affect our health. When we are nutrient deficient, we will have all sorts of hair problems or health problems. And when we have, everyone doesn't necessarily have to be nutritionally deficient. Sometimes you have too much of a mineral or a vitamin in your body, which we call malabsorption. That means the body is not absorbing the minerals that it is getting. But when there is an imbalance of minerals in your body reacts. And sometimes one of the things that may come out of it is stress, anxiety, and depression. Depression is on the rise, and many of you can relate to it. Stress is on the rise. We're living in a stressful time. We're living in a stressful world. Everyone is stressed in so many ways, and I've seen how sometimes social media can be one of the culprits to cause this stress, because you're looking on social media and you're looking at other people's lives and you're like, I wish that was me. And that causes a level of stress. Well, I don't want to be one of those creators. I want to be one where I'm sharing with you ways to heal the body, to recover, to live the happiest life you can. And one tip, if you get no tip, if you can take away one tip from me today, what I want you to know firsthand, and this is backed by science, that your happiness, your moods and behaviors all have a lot to do with your diet. What we feed our body is what the outcome will affect our brain. So for an example, we all love to eat food and we all need food. But what you must know more than anything else, God's purpose for the food wasn't just to enjoy the taste, but that food feeds us the nutrients that our organs and our glands need to provide us a functionality. That heart needs those nutrients from the food you eat. Your lungs need those nutrients from the food you eat. Your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, your adrenal glands. I could name every organ inside of your body, but all of the organs that get you going and keep you waking up every morning and speaking and listening and seeing, all of those things require nutrients. And when I say nutrients, I'm talking about minerals and vitamins, from vitamin A, B, C, D, E, to calcium, magnesium, iron, copper, zinc, selenium. All of those things are necessary for your daily life. So when we are having stress, when we're dealing with depression, When we're dealing with anxiety, one of the places we need to focus on is my body, is my diet, is my body getting what it needs on the nutrient level, on the nutrition level. And if you are dealing with stress, I can tell you more people, if you have stress, your magnesium is possibly low, because magnesium is a mineral that the body needs. The magnesium has over 300 biofunctions for you daily. And when we're low in magnesium, it can cause stress. And not only that, magnesium has a lot of other functions, but today we're talking about anxiety and depression. So I want to get into the minerals that your body needs, and the solution here. You see foods here. Food is medicine, everybody. I can tell you that all day long. And what I will share with you is, even if you're taking a prescription drug, guess what? It started from a plant. Every pharmaceutical company, when they start out making a drug, it starts from a plant. Unfortunately, they add a lot of synthetics and chemicals and other things in it, but it starts from a plant. So when we utilize food as medicine, we are now feeding our body what God put out there for us. Everything we need grows from the ground. And if you change your diet and you change your lifestyle, you will see how everything about you will change. So for those of you who are dealing with stress, today I am here for you. I am here to tell you, we're going to combat your stress. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a juicing recipe on what you can do to combat your stress, your anxiety, and even your depression. And then I'm going to show you a smoothie recipe, because I know everyone doesn't have a juicer, but I'm telling you, if you don't have a juicer, you need one, okay? So at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you how you can get one. But a juicer is needed for the simple fact, well, smoothing, a blender is needed too. But a juicer, because juicing is an easy way for your body to get those nutrients that it's lacking. When I talk about juicing, I say, why is it needed? Because I would say it cuts out the middleman. So for instance, most of you who are nutritionally deficient, you may eat a meal, 3 meals a day, but your body is not able to break it down. If your body's not breaking it down, there's several reasons. One, when you're eating your food, your body is not producing enough hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is an acid that sits in the stomach, and it begins when you start churning and chewing food, your brain and everybody, all the parts of your body is realizing that you're eating. So now all of your organs and glands is getting in position, ready to do their job and their task. Well, your stomach produces hydrochloric acid, because that acid is going to break down that food that you just chewed, and you just went down your esophagus and it's getting ready to go in the stomach area. But most of us, many people, aren't producing enough hydrochloric acid. And if your body is not producing enough hydrochloric acid, then the food sits here. And this is why you're bloated all the time and you feel gassy. It's because your body's not producing enough hydrochloric acid. And if your body is not producing enough hydrochloric acid, that goes to gut issues. Then we need to address our gut and why the body is not producing enough hydrochloric acid. But again, all of that relates to now your body is not able to get the food, the nutrients that it needs to keep you functioning properly. So when we juice, it cuts out the middleman. The hydrochloric acid is not what, you don't need to wait for the hydrochloric acid to break down the food. Because juicing, when you drink it, it's going to go straight into the bloodstream.
I had a question about fiber and juicing.
I'm not answering questions at this point right now. I will answer questions at the end. My assistant, she's flagging me down. But she's going to write down these questions if you guys have questions, and I'm going to answer them at the end. But I don't want to get interrupted, because I want all of you to understand why you may be nutritionally deficient and how we can help your stress and your anxiety and your depression just from drinking a drink or drinking a smoothie or juice. That interrupted me. Now you threw me off on what I was talking about. Okay, I was on a roll. But anyhow, what I was saying is the juicing cuts out the middleman. So now when you are drinking your juice, it's going straight into the bloodstream. So the role your blood plays in all of this is, once your body breaks down its food, and that includes the microbiome and the gut bugs and all that, we'll talk about that later. Once food is broken down, now it goes to the blood, who now, I would say, think of your blood as a subway train. I'm from New York, so I'm going to talk about the subway. When your food is broken down and everything is there, now the nutrients get on the train. And the blood is your subway train. And what your blood is doing, it's going to make stops to all your organs and glands, giving them some of that calcium, giving them some of that zinc, giving your body some of that copper, some of that selenium. So when we juice, we don't have to wait for the body and the hydrochloric acid to break it all down. We don't have to wait for everybody to get into let's try it again. To get into position. It goes straight into the blood, and your blood is like, oh, I got this. Okay, heart, I'm on my way to you. I got some vitamin E for you. Oh, look at you, liver. I'm on my way. I'll be there. You stop number 3. So this is why juicing is so important, because it's now giving your body those nutrients, the fuel that it needs. So if you are a person who's always depressed, who's always stressed, and you ask yourself, why do I feel like that? I can tell you, you are imbalanced in your nutritional levels. For one, your body you're not getting enough magnesium, because magnesium plays a major role in how our body handles stress. Vitamin D, you are deficient in vitamin D. If you are deficient in vitamin D, you will start experiencing levels of depression or anxiety. Zinc is a big one. If you don't have enough zinc, you are a person who you're mad all the time. You're irritable. Everybody just gets on your nerve. And you don't know why. And they're like, oh, I can't be around her because she's too much. But it's not your fault. It's because your body doesn't have enough zinc. Your body doesn't have enough of the magnesium. Your body doesn't have enough of all the things it needs. So my solution today is we're going to make a juice that's going to give your body what it needs. So now you're not so irritable. Now you're not so angry. Now you're not so mean. And I'm telling you from my own experience, trust me, believe me, I'm not going to tell you the details, but trust me when I tell you juicing can change your life. So some of the ingredients that we're going to be using today is I'm going to be using a mango. Now the mango is so powerful for helping your body maintain stress. It is the compounds, it is all of what's inside of this beautiful, beautiful fruit that can help your body. Not only does it help your body manage stress, but it's also amazing for your hair and for your skin. But the mango has a lot of the nutrients that I'm saying you must have. If you are trying to combat that stress and that anxiety, you want to get over that depression, and here's a big one. If you're saying, I want to get over it and I want to stop taking this medicine. Now, understand, I am a holistic practitioner. I never and ethically will tell anybody to stop taking medication, but I will say to you that sometimes our medication, it will serve the purpose of helping you handle your depression, but there's a lot of side effects to that. Doing juicing is a natural way. This is my medicine. This is the natural format to help you get over that hump of depression. And the mango, it has so many of the minerals and vitamins that you need to help you get over that level. Because one, it's going to help your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands play a major role too in how you handle stress, because your adrenal glands is where your body does that. You ever heard of that fight or flight? That's where the body's either the body's going to fight or the body is going to flight. So the mango helps your adrenal glands. The mango helps to balance your blood levels. The mangoes is giving you that magnesium. You're getting zinc. You're getting a lot of it from the mango. We're also going to be using a cucumber because, again, the cucumber, first of all, is 95% water. And that's sometimes the body needs some hydration to help it through. But our cucumber is loaded down with so many minerals and so many nutrients that our bodies need. And we're going to be using my best friend in the whole world, this pomegranate. Now, it is pomegranate season, so I will tell you all, run out and get as many pomegranates as you can. One of the best things that I can tell you about the pomegranate is that it helps to manage your blood sugar levels. And for those people who are experiencing high blood pressure, I am telling you firsthand, eating a few of these seeds will help to manage your blood pressure. I tell the story all the time about my mom a couple of years ago when I was I was helping to get her off of her high blood pressure medication. and she was doing very well without it. But I had to go out of town, and she was getting stressed because I was leaving her not only with my grandson, but I was leaving her with 3 dogs and a cat to take care of while I was going on a business trip. And my family was here. She wasn't left alone, but I think because I'm always here with her, I guess she was a little frightened. So her blood pressure went up extremely high. And when I had found out about it, I had called my sister and told her, listen, go in that refrigerator, get one of them pomegranates. Let me show you. We did a FaceTime. I was like, let me show you how to open it up. And I'm going to need you to give this whole bowl to mom. And I said, if her blood pressure didn't go down in a certain amount of time, y'all need to go ahead and take her to the emergency. But my sister did exactly what I wanted her to do. And within 30 minutes, my mother's blood pressure level went normal. It was amazing. I did a video on it because it was like, I need to share with the world what foods you need to keep in your kitchen, to keep in your house, to keep you healthy and strong. So we're going to be using a pomegranate. We're also going to be using this. This is dandelion greens. Now, I like dandelion greens over a lot of people. When you're juice and you do smoothies, you use a lot of kale, you use a lot of spinach. And I do use kale and I do use spinach, but here's why a lot of times I'm not using it publicly. Because kale and spinach are cruciferous vegetables that contain something called oxalates. Many of our bodies can't break down oxalate. So oxalate is basically a plant has an oxalate in it, and when you bite into it, it's bitter. That is the plant's way of survival from the animals outside. Our body knows how to break down oxalates, but lately I've been seeing that many people can't break down oxalates in their body. So you'll find yourself, if you're someone who you like Brussels sprouts, or you find you like cabbage and you like different cruciferous vegetables, but it upsets your stomach, it's because your body can't break down oxalates. So I use dandelion greens because we're not dealing with that issue. Also, I use dandelion greens more because this is the best friend to your liver. Your liver is like, when you give your liver some dandelion greens, your liver's like, oh girl, I love you. Oh, okay, I know I got men on here too. So, oh, I love you. And your liver is one of the hardest working organs in our body. When you are dealing with nutritional deficiencies, when you are dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression, your liver is affected. Trust me, the liver is the hardest working organ in your body. Your liver works as hard as your heart. Your heart can't do anything without the liver, and the liver can't do anything without the heart. But what makes the liver one of my favorites out of every organ in our body, and I feel like God did this intentionally, is that the liver is the only organ in our body that can restore itself, that can regenerate itself, that can repair itself. There is no other organ in our body that can do that. And so with that being said, that tells you if the liver is the only organ that can do that, then the liver plays a major, major role in our life's ability. The liver, basically what it does, it breaks down, it removes toxins, but there is a list of 500 different jobs that the liver has to do for you every day. And so when the liver is either backed up or the liver is not working well, because that happens, now there is going to be a backup going on in the body. The gut's going to have problems, the pancreas is going to have problems, the kidney's going to have problems, you're going to have problems. And you will wind up being that one where, again, you're going through depression and you have no idea. And here's what I do want to share, and many holistic practitioners and naturopathic practitioners will back me up in this. When you're going through depression and you go to see a doctor, there's nothing wrong with that. All our doctors is really doing is they're going to give you a medicine to treat the symptom. But here's what I need you to understand. Symptom, not root cause. We need to be able to get to the root cause of the problem, because as long as you're treating a symptom is going to stay a symptom forever and ever. Amen. So what I'm sharing here is that because and I'll say Western medicine, they are not telling you about what to eat. They're not telling you what foods you should eat alongside of that medication. When you're taking this medication, it's treating your symptom. So I will say, and I tell everybody, take your medication, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to juice this, and I want you to put that. I want you to eat this, and I want you to start this in the morning. I have a whole regimen of what you need to do alongside of your medication. And what tends to happen is after a few weeks or a few months, you're feeling better, and now you're having a conversation with your doctor. And if your doctor is a good doctor, and you're saying, hey, I'm eating better, I'm doing these different things, and I'm feeling better, your doctor, most doctors will start to take you off of that medication. They'll start to minimize it to the point where you weaned off of it. So that's the goal, that it should be that you're not on medication for the rest of your life. If you're eating well and you're sharing with your doctor, hey, listen, I'm feeling better, but I noticed that I changed my diet. I noticed that I'm doing this. I'm sleeping better. I'm exercising. Your doctor will go, okay, well, you don't need this dosage anymore. You still might need it, but I'm gonna minimize it. And then eventually your doctor's gonna say, if it's a good one, we don't need that anymore. So again, I was just sharing with you what ingredients we are going to be using for our juice and what ingredient we are going to be using for our smoothie. So before I get into that, of course, I always get some notes that I wanted to share with you guys. So the first thing I wrote down, I wanted to be very clinical in a sense. What is stress? Stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. It can be physical, it can be mental, or it can be an emotional reaction to something that's going on in your life. And how does your body handle stress? When stress, your body goes through a series of changes designed to help you react to it. Your body's job is to protect you. So when you get stressed, your body's like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to keep you safe? And that's where the role of the adrenal glands come in, because the adrenal glands' job is basically to help you there. So your adrenal glands, when you get stressed, your body will release a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol's role basically is to help to regulate your help to regulate your metabolism and to assist your body in responding to the stress. That's what cortisol does for you. And then with all that going on, a lot of times your blood also gets involved with that. And what happens is you'll find yourself having an increased blood flow because your body and your blood is seeing that you need more blood to specific vital organs, and this is what will happen. So this is why a person may have their blood pressure may rise. So all of this is what your body is doing, which is trying to help you maintain those stress levels. So there are specific foods that can help you maintain and help you mitigate your stress, and that's what we're talking about. One, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, flax seeds. The fiber in a flaxseed will help you maintain your stress levels. So when you're feeling a little stressed, I would tell you keep some ground flax seeds around. And flax seeds as a seed is good, but it also, our digestive system can't really process those seeds in a really quick way. So if you have some organic flaxseed ground powder, keep this handy whenever you're feeling a little wound up. Another thing that can help you when you're dealing with stress, clove tea. The eugenol in cloves, the compounds in it, science has proven how it can really help to manage stress. Everyone needs to keep some clove in their house. Some people may say they don't like the way it tastes. Fine, then squeeze some lemon in it. But when I tell you, when you're feeling a little stressed, make yourself some clove tea, drink your tea, and you will see in a matter of 20 or 30 minutes, you'll be like, what? Who bothering me? Oh, I'm good. So these are natural things that have been put here on earth to help us. Vitamin C is also something that helps to help the body to manage stress. And we're talking about vitamin C and our citrus fruits. A lemon water can help, a grapefruit, an orange. Vitamin C is so imperative. But when we are taking vitamin C, we also need to take something with iron also, because iron and vitamin C together, they work together to help with absorption. Magnesium-rich foods, like we talked about in the beginning. Magnesium, is very important for us to manage our stress level. It plays a major role in stress and anxiety. It aids in the production of serotonin, and serotonin is the feel-good hormone. And it also maintains our GABA levels. So just eating foods rich in magnesium will help you deal with anxiety, depression, and stress. I mentioned about vitamin D. Now, the best vitamin D for you is getting a little bit of sun. That is one of our best ways. But you can actually get vitamin D from like salmon, fish, tofu, places like places, foods like that. Calcium is also very important to help you manage your stress. Zinc, like I said, zinc, you need zinc. We need zinc. Here's the thing I always talk about with zinc and copper. Zinc plays a major role with our hair and our skin. So when you are experiencing hair loss, I can already tell you, you are deficient in zinc. Iron is also very important for our anxiety and our depression. Just having enough iron in the body builds the immune system up. And when the immune system is built up, the immune system plays a role that helps our brain. So at the end of the day, every mineral that I've just mentioned here has a lot to do with assisting our brain. I wrote down some information to explain to you how the brain plays a role in this. But one other thing that's very important when we're trying to manage our stress in regards to eating foods rich in minerals, B vitamins is so very important. Specifically, B6 is a vitamin that you can't live without it. But stress-wise, eating foods rich in B6 will help. And here's another trick. I'm going to call it a trick or a hack. For those of you who are dealing with a thyroid issue, you're also deficient in B6. And so eating foods rich in B6 will help. Eating foods rich in selenium, that will also help. So I'm going to share with you all of that today. So now let me talk about the role of nutrition and mental health. Because when we're talking about anxiety, we're talking about stress, we're talking about depression, we're talking about our mental health. It's not a secret. It's not a bad word. Once upon a time, nobody wanted to talk about mental health. It was like they looked down on you if they even thought you had mental health issues. But now mental health is a word that it should come out of everyone's mouth. Everyone should realize, you know what, my mental health is not there. Or here's something that I recommend, to take a mental health day. That's a day when you're like, you know what, I can't. I'm going to take me a mental health day. I'll deal with you tomorrow. I'll deal with you tomorrow, but I'm taking me a mental health day. So that's one of the things that I want you to think about. If you're dealing with a lot of stress, maybe you need to take a mental health day. Now, if you're going to take that mental health day, I want you to incorporate some of these foods. And when I tell you you do, by the midday, your whole body, mind, spirit, and soul will be different. There's no exaggeration about that. These are the facts. Food is medicine all day long. So again, I mentioned for the foods, omega-3, B vitamins, magnesium, vitamin D, the role of blood sugar levels. I'm just going over everything I said. So the brain-gut connection is what I wanted to talk about too. Our gut is often called the second brain because of its significant impact on our mood and our mental health. A well-nourished gut, I have to say it again, a well-nourished gut filled with beneficial bacteria helps you in all aspects of your life. If you're missing key nutrients, then there is a problem with the brain-gut connection and the brain-gut communication, and this will potentially lead to your stress, your anxiety, your depression, your immune system issues, your autoimmune issues, your high blood pressure, your inflammation, your hair loss, your acne, all of that. Our gut plays just that major role. So let me go ahead and get started the making my juice. Got all my notes here. Oh, at the end I have something fun that I wanted to share with you. So we were talking about the mango. So I'm going to share with you why I'm choosing the mango. First of all, when you're choosing a mango, you should be able to pinch it in a little. And if it does pinch in a little, that means it is a ripe mango. But I've chosen the mango for one because it boosts brain health. It has so many things to help our brain. And that's where the mental health issues, serotonin, dopamine, all those different things react there. So it boosts our brain health. The mango is also rich in iron, which is one of the things that we need. The mango boosts our immunity. The mango is loaded with vitamin A, which improves our eyesight and so much more. So this is a must when you are trying to feel better. The other must that you need when you are going through anxiety, stress, and depression, and I'm not promoting this brand, so this is not me selling anything right now. I'm just so happy this is what I have in the house, but it's cacao. Now, if you guys don't know about cacao, I have to. So here's what I do a lot. I keep lots of little note cards, so when I pass on, my children can go and find my stuff and maybe create something from it, or grandchildren. But cacao is the compound from the, how do you pronounce it? I can't pronounce it. The theobrome tree, the theobroma tree. So cacao is where chocolate comes from. Chocolate starts from the cacao bean, which is a big, ugly looking bean, but they make chocolate from it. So when you want, and deep chocolate is really, and I say chocolate like a New Yorker, deep chocolate, I don't know how to say it, deep chocolate, that's chocolate. Chocolate helps with depression. There are science-backed studies that show that. But please understand, I am not talking about your Snicker bar. I am not talking about Hershey. I am talking about chocolate that is 70% more of chocolate. So it starts from the cacao bean. And the cacao bean, let me tell you some of the things that cacao does. First of all, it helps the body flush away fat. So if you're looking to lose weight, adding a little cacao into your smoothies is number one. It lowers blood pressure. It reduces the risk of diabetes. It's loaded with antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins. The fiber in it is the good. It helps your gut, and it also helps your good bacteria. Cacao is loaded with magnesium. And again, remember I said magnesium is one of the most important minerals when you are dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression. Having magnesium. And I would say, not necessarily in the supplement form, because I use food as medicine. So I would say eat foods rich in magnesium first. The cacao, the bean, it has brain boosting powers. The cacao has anti-inflammatory properties. I could go on and on and on in regards to it. What the cacao also does is it stimulates, and I wrote this down, so let me read it, what I said right here. Cacao stimulates the release of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers and mood elevators. That's the truth right there. This can lead to feelings of euphoria and, just a natural good feeling. Cacao helps to combat stress and anxiety. It boosts your serotonin levels. Now, the gut has a lot to do with that because our gut helps with the production of serotonin. So when we have cacao, this alone will help you. You can put this in a tea. I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it in a smoothie, and I'm going to add a little bit to my my juice. But this is your remedy for your depression and your anxiety. I remember, and I won't call names, but I was making a smoothie one day, and I had someone come by my home when I was making it. And I call it the cacao pow because it includes avocado, it includes mango, it includes cacao, it includes almond milk. And I made a smoothie. And the person who was here, who was so uptight, I mean, they were always uptight. And they asked me, they was like, oh, could you make me one of those too? And I was like, oh, sure, because I knew they needed one. And after they took it, I didn't tell them anything about it. I didn't tell them the benefits of the cacao. I didn't tell them anything about the avocado, which is also a major player to help in helping to stabilize your mood. And within an hour, I recall the person saying to me, I don't know what that was that you gave me, but I need one of those every day because I am in such a different place right now. And I loved that that person realized it without me saying, listen, I just gave you something that's going to change your mood. You're going to be better when I'm done with you. But what I'm saying is these are the things that really can help you. So I find cacao, you can go on Amazon and look for it, or Sprouts has it, Whole Foods have it. But it's like something that you need to keep in the house. So let's get started. I am going to start with my cleaning of my fruit. Cleaning of my vegetables first. Let me do this. So when I clean my fruits and vegetables, I use filtered water, and I use baking soda, and I use hydrogen peroxide, food grade hydrogen peroxide. You can also use baking soda and white vinegar. What this causes, it causes an oxidation. And within that oxidation, it's digging deep inside these leaves and things that we can't see. And a lot of times in the supermarket, they tend to put a waxy ingredient on the fruits and vegetables to make them look pretty for us to buy them. But those are chemicals. There's also pesticides. So this is why I always use the hydrogen peroxide and baking soda or with the vinegar. This mango that I bought is a organic mango. And so when you're also looking for fruits, I would always suggest for you to buy an organic one. And when you're looking for organic, how you know it's organic, the first number, it will be 5 digits, but the first number for organic fruits and vegetables will be a number 9. Most of our foods in our store is a number 4. If you see something starts with a number 8, put it back. That was, it's genetically modified. So a 9 is organic, and all the other numbers, a 4, most of our fruits and vegetables, at least here in the United States, starts with a 4. But I got some organic mangoes, so I'm gonna put all of my fruits and vegetables inside of here. We've already peeled my pomegranate, but I am going to show you how to open a pomegranate because many people don't know how to open up a pomegranate. And then I'm going to take all of my dandelion leaves and I'm going to put them in here too. And this is something that you all should do because our fruits and vegetables, most people, you go to your faucet and you rinse your vegetables off and your fruits off, but do you realize that your faucet, your tap water is contaminated with toxins? So you did nothing, really. You probably added more on than you took off. So you want to use filtered water and you want to put all of your fruits and vegetables in cold water. I wish you could see, I think you guys can see some of this. Jay, do you have, I need the portions already for, like I need the cups already ready for the baking soda and the peroxide. And then you just put everything in here. They're right there. And let it clean and soak. You can do 15 minutes, you can do 20 minutes, but the whole goal is to get all this off. And you will see my water was very clear, but when I'm done, this water will probably be brown. So here is my peroxide, so my baking soda. Everybody always want to know the ratios of what to do. And I just know I use a 1/3 cup and I'll do a 1/3 of each, but it really just depends on how much fruit and vegetable you have in your bowl. So I'm using that and then okay. Then I will use the same portion of baking soda and you will see how it'll start to foam. It looks like a volcano coming up. I'm sorry. We must wait. I need some more than that. Okay, and basically this is the baking soda or it could be white vinegar and it'll start to bubble up and start to get in there and deep clean. You know, baking soda is what they use in that OxyClean. It's baking soda is the key ingredient to everything. And I'm even seeing now how my water is. Eesh. So there was obviously a lot of stuff mixed into my greens. But I'm gonna let this sit and soak for a few moments, about 10 minutes. And then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you how to cut open a pomegranate. I need your assistance, Jay. I need a knife. I don't know, you know what? I'm gonna show them my beautiful knife that I got. I keep this knife away from everybody. I used this knife one time and it cut me. But this knife was gifted to me from Nakano. This is a bad knife, you hear me? This knife is what's up. It cuts everything so smooth and so easy. And this is why I keep it in here. And I don't let anybody use it but me, but let me rinse it off. And so when you're cutting your pomegranate, you want to cut your pomegranate in 4. You can cut your pomegranate in 4, but don't cut it all the way down to the end. Like don't cut it like an orange where you're peeling off all 4 sections. You want to cut it basically where you can open it up. Can you get me a spoon and a bigger bowl? So here's where we cut our pomegranate down the middle, 4 sides. So when you're done, this knife, it's a Nakano, what is it? I don't pronounce it? Nakano. And they actually, if you guys are interested in this knife is just a Nakano, that's what it says. I have a discount code for it if you're interested in it, but again, I'm not trying to sell it. They gave it to me and was like, if you talk about it, we'll give you a discount. So I'll put the discount code at the end. So now here is my pomegranate and it's open. So all I'm gonna do at this point is take it over my bowl, and that's what you're gonna do. That's the easiest way. Flip it over your bowl and start beating the seeds out. And the seeds will start falling out into your bowl, and that is the easiest way to do it. But I've already done it, so I don't have to sit here and do that. I've already prepared the pomegranate for you. But that's the easy way to open up your pomegranate. And I'm gonna talk about the pomegranate while I'm waiting for my fruits and vegetables to be clean. There are studies out there that shows that pomegranates can fight cancer, and specifically prostate cancer, breast cancer, and colon cancer. There's a lot of research that I have seen to back that up. Also, here's what the studies that I found about the pomegranate. The pomegranate actually fights arthritis and joint pain. So if you are someone who's dealing with joint pain and arthritis, the pomegranate is your friend. And I love these. The pomegranate has anti-inflammatory properties. It lowers your blood levels. And that's why I said when my mom's high blood pressure, when her pressure went up, we went straight to this. I've heard from studies that the pomegranate also helps with erectile dysfunction. I don't know, but this is what I was told. What happens in high blood pressure, it helps to reduce the systolic blood levels. That's why it really can help. The fiber in the pomegranate, it helps with your digestive system. So your gut loves pomegranates. Pomegranates actually help the mucosal lining of your gut. And that's the most important part, because the lining, if we can heal up the lining, it can also help the gut. Pomegranate also helps to, I'm sorry, I'm chewing it. It allows your blood vessels to relax. That's another reason why it helps with high blood pressure, because it relaxes the blood vessels. It reduces the systolic blood pressure. Pomegranate also promotes bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, which are the two major microbes in the gut system. So when you're eating a lot of pomegranate, your bifidobacterium, which is a microbe that our gut system loves and needs more of. So when you're eating pomegranate, you are feeding the good bacteria and they are thriving. And most of us who are having gut issues, it is because we don't have enough of the good gut bugs. Our body has been overrun with the bad bugs from years of antibiotics, from years of eating pesticides, from years of chemicals, from years of toxins. So our gut system is worn down. Our gut system has a lot of heavy metal toxins, and we don't have enough of the protectors, which is, we have Akkermansia. I don't want to start getting so nerdy on you. My grandson told me this morning, he was like, Mimi, you're nerdy. I like being a nerd, but I don't want to be a nerd with you guys. But there are many bacteria strands. Every strand in our body has a name, a title, and a position. And bifidobacterium, lactobacillus, Akkermansia, they are the main dogs in the house. They are the ones that really help your body. So all of that we can achieve through pomegranate. Did I miss anything? Pomegranate has 7 grams of fiber, 3 grams of protein. It has vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, potassium. It has everything. So this is why I'm using it. Also, here's one that many people need to know for you women who are dealing with lots of yeast infections. Pomegranate, history shows that it can help with yeast. And it also, this is a big one for me, helps to improve your memory. I need that because a lot of times I'm on a platform and you may know all this stuff, and then when you get in front of a crowd, you're like, hello, hello, hello. You hear echo, and all of a sudden there's nothing going on in the brain, and you forgot what you came on stage for. That happens to me. So pomegranate is something that I eat a lot before I go live or before I go on stage. And celery is my other secret weapon. It helps the brain, and these are the things that I need. So we're going to be adding pomegranate in. I'm going to cut up my my mango. We're going to be adding the dandelion greens, and we're going to make a juice out of this. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the cacao powder in it. And then I'm going to make a smoothie for you all, and you can take down the directions, and then we are done. And what I want comments. I want those who tried it. I want you to come back and go, you know what? I made that juice, or I made that smoothie, and my son or my daughter did not get on my nerves when I got home from work. That's what I want to hear. And those are the kind of comments I want. So it's been a while. Let me check on my fruits and vegetables. Can you assist me, Jay, with getting this juicer in place, or should I do the smoothie first?
Ask the people. Ask the people.
Okay, so she said to ask. Do y'all want to see me make a juice first, or do you want me to make a smoothie first? Which one would you prefer? What are they saying? Because I want to make it for both people. Everybody want a juice. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a juicing challenge. Raise your hand if you want to be a part of my 2024 juicing challenge. This challenge is to get you all prepared for a life change. Everybody wants to change their life. I can't go anywhere from someone saying to me, oh my God, I need to learn more about nutrition. I need to eat better. I don't know what to eat. I hear that every day, and I'm going, I didn't realize that there was such a demand for everyone wanting to learn how to eat better. But now I realize that. So I thought of a great idea to do a juice challenge. So I'm going to be doing 2 juice challenges in January. One with my boo, the Nama. We are working together. They are doing a juice challenge, and they want me to be a part of it. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And so in the challenge, what you're going to get is a recipe every day to juice. And then we're doing, I don't know if it's a 7-day one or if it's a 14-day, but we're getting ready to set up a juice challenge. I don't care what kind of juicer you have, go pull out your old Jack LaLanne. It doesn't matter. I want everybody to be a part of this, because once you start juicing, you will feel a difference in yourself. I don't know anyone who didn't juice to say, I felt the same, nothing happened with me. And if it does, if you do say it felt the same, that means you were still eating the sugar, the processed food, the bacon, the pizza, you still smoking, you still drinking. And yeah, if you want to change your body, you got to cut out all that foolishness. So if you cut out the drinking, the smoking, the sugary foods, the processed foods, and then come and join me in this challenge, you will not say that you don't feel the difference, because you will. All right, so we're set up here. You guys said you wanted me to juice first, so I am going to juice. This is my Nama J2 juicer. Most of you know about this juicer. This is an amazing juicer. There is no other juicer on the planet like it. Most juicers, you have to cut up your fruit, put it in one by one, put it in, stand there. This one, you cut everything, throw everything in one time, close the door, walk away, and then you come back with a juice. And they actually have one now that it is a juicer and a blender all in one. I'm waiting for them to send me mine. I love Nama there. I love the team. I love the brand. I love everything about them. But I'm waiting for them to send me one so that I can show you how you can juice. And then after you juice, if you want to blend, because you can't juice everything. Like you can't juice an avocado and expect it to come out great. You can't juice a banana and try to get a lot. So certain things you need to keep for blending, and then certain things you can do for juicing. So let me start. I already got my pomegranate there. I am going to get my avocado out and cut up my avocado. I said avocado. My mango. Now, when I cut my fruits and vegetables, I leave my fruit, I leave my skin on. I want most people to understand is that the nutrients, most of our nutrients is in our skin. It's in the skin. Most of the nutrients is in the skin. This one, is it? Let's see. That is delicious.
Both Keisha says hi. Both Keisha say hi. Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. How are you? I'm just cutting it into little pieces because I'm going to put the whole thing in here. Now, the thing about our avocado, why do I want to keep calling you an avocado? There, it has a, with a mango, there is a seed in the middle of it, like an avocado, and I guess that's why I keep calling it an avocado. But I'm going to cut slices of it off, basically, and just put it into my juicer, skin on, and it's really sweet. And again, when you're trying to figure out how to choose your mango, it needs to, if you can press it down and it has a dimple in it, then it is ready and it is good to go. Okay, so I cut this into some pieces. I want to save this part later because I want to do something with it. Delicious. It's nice and sweet. That was good. We're going to add our mango into our juicers. Like I said, skin in. The skin we keep it on there. I'm just going to add a cup of my pomegranate. Let me get a cup so I can show you a cup's worth. Do I have mango on my lips?
No, you don't.
So I got a cup of my pomegranate that I'm putting into my juicer. Now I am going to cut up some of my, I only need 1 cup of my dandelion leaves, and I'm rinsing it off. And yes, my water is brown. Now, when I'm cutting up my dandelion leaves, I don't have to cut them up. I can put the whole thing in here. And I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in the juicer. Don't have to cut it up. And my juice is gonna do everything for me. But that was a cup of dandelion greens. And then I'm gonna add my cucumber. Now, even with my cucumber, I'm leaving my skin on. I always leave the skin on. And look at this knife. Ooh, baby, baby. I love how this knife cuts. I needed a bigger thing to cut on, but it is what it is. And you can use a whole cucumber. 95% of cucumber is water. And I will put all of this. And I didn't need to cut it in these small pieces. I could have just cut my cucumber into 2 pieces and dropped it inside of here, but I did that. So I got everything in there. And now let's churn out some juice. All right, let's do it. I wish you guys can get a close-up so you can see how beautiful this juicer do its job. If I could take this off there and bring you up in here so you can see all that, I would. All right, can you do me a favor? Go ahead and cut this one up for me so I can put it into the juicer. Put it into the blender. Now, if you're doing this recipe, remember this is a recipe to combat stress, depression, and anxiety. For your smoothie, you can use a frozen mango, which is already cut up, and that would be good because we need it to be thick. So I don't know if I have the frozen.
You want the skin on or off?
I do have frozen mango.
You gonna use frozen?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the frozen for that. Okay. All right. So. Still cutting it up. You want to be my taste tester.
Yeah. Tell the people what the juicer is again.
The Nama juicer, or what the ingredients are?
What the juicer is and what does it help with?
What does the juicer help with?
What does the juice help with?
Okay, this juice that we're making, just to go over it, we are making a juice live. This juice is to help with anxiety, depression, and stress. Why these ingredients? We're using the pomegranate because the pomegranate, the ingredients or the compounds in the pomegranate helps your blood pressure. It helps your gut, the mucosal lining of your gut. It helps with everything that can help your brain and the neurotransmitters to your brain. We're using dandelion greens because dandelion greens actually is the best friend for your liver. And when we are dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression, trust me, your liver is affected. Your liver is bogged down. Your liver is struggling. So if we're helping the liver, because the liver also has its own built-in detoxification system, but because it's one of the hardest working organs in the body, that built-in detoxification system tends to get bogged down. So dandelion greens, and I'm not sure where my dandelion is showing off on me today. Dandelion greens actually help with that. It helps to flush out your liver, and it helps with all of that. So, I think it's because my capacity is full, and because my capacity is full, it's not letting me get any more juice out. But let me share with you. You gotta see the pour. I love when I get my pour. Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. Bam. Okay, so there's our juice coming out. And now what I'm going to add to this juice is just a little bit of the cacao powder. If you can, give me something to put into here. Give me a glass and all that.
You want to turn it back on so your greens can come? You want to turn it back on? The juicer?
Are we going sexy glass today? It don't matter to me. Okay, so this is our juice. And if it's too thick, you also can use a strainer for this juice. But to me, this looks absolutely delicious. And then I actually am going to take a little bit, you know what I need? Look in that drawer and you'll see the one that I can actually stir well in. I'm going to take a little bit, she gave me a tablespoon, but I only need like a teaspoon of the cacao powder. And remember guys, the cacao is the secret sauce because what it does is it helps every part of your body, especially when it comes to depression. And I'm mixing this up in here. Yummy, yummy. And this is going to be your stress drink. Now, if you want it more thicker, you want it cold like a smoothie, then you would do this in a smoothie. Now, it's not very liquidy, but it's not thick. And yeah, I'm gonna pour you some. You said you wanted some of this?
I'm going to hold the cacao bag up so I can see.
Okay. I'll hold the bag up, but again, you don't have to use this brand. I'm not promoting this brand. I do love their cacao. And when you're looking for cacao, this is raw cacao that they made into a powder. You always want it to be raw for it. This one is organic, it's soy-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, but it's the cacao itself. So I usually go to Sprout. Sprout has a brand that I absolutely love. The polyphenols in cacao actually helps with brain health. It's just amazing for your brain. It can improve the function of your brain and how blood flows to the brain. So that's one of the reasons. Like I said, cacao also is a natural booster, so it helps with the production of serotonin, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter for your brain. The cacao is also magnesium rich, and magnesium is what is one of the main minerals that is needed when you are going through stress, anxiety, and depression. The cacao also helps to stimulate endorphin production. So this is why you need cacao. You can put cacao in anything, but this is why you need it. Here you go, Jay. And here's mine. Okay, so I'm gonna,
Just a few more questions.
that's good. I would want this with ice.
Somebody wants to know how often you could drink this juice.
You can make this juice first thing in the morning, during the day. This is absolutely delicious. It is delicious. So remember, you have pomegranate. So you want to take one whole pomegranate, open it up, put your, and a one whole pomegranate, well, mine was pretty big, but usually one whole pomegranate will be 1 cup. You want 1 cup of dandelion leaves. You also, and you don't have to use dandelion. I use dandelion here. You want green. You need, see, when we're making a juice, I believe in the 80-20 rule, because some people, we don't want too much sugar, because you know our fruits and vegetables has its natural sugar. So when you do the 80-20 rule, that means 80% veggies and 20% fruit. So you basically don't want a whole lot of fruit with no greenery. In my case, my greenery was the dandelion greens, because it helps the liver, it helps to detox and flush out the liver. And this is what we're working on. But you can use a green of your choice. My second green of choice is romaine lettuce. Romaine is amazing for the body. And my next green of choice is arugula. So my green of choice is not your typical spinach. It is not your typical kale. I do love those vegetables, but they tend to have oxalates in it, which many people cannot digest oxalates. So I stay away from them, and I stick with the romaine. Plus, romaine is 95% water. The same with the dandelion greens. But this drink is absolutely delicious. It is delicious. And the thing about it is that you're drinking healthy. Now, mind you, juicing is not a substitute for a meal. In my plans, in my programs, I do juicing, but I also give you a whole meal, a whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you need to eat. Juicing is your medicine. This is the equivalent to taking a pill. This is it. But this is really good. That's good. I should have drank it all. I usually save some for my mom. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm going to give you some on the next one. So I'm going to show you real quickly before we end how to do the same thing if you have a blender. Now, with a blender, I'm just going to use the mango chunks, because a lot of times in your smoothies, you want your smoothie to be cold. You want it to be thick. You want it to be frosty. And this is where this comes in. But I also need one ingredient that I might not have. We have the almond milk. Because when you're doing it in a blender, you know, the consistency is going to be different. So you're going to need some almond milk in there. So what we are going to do, I'm going to pour my milk in. I'm going to do 1.5 cups of milk. I'll do 1 cup of my mango. I'm going to do 1 cup of my pomegranate. I will do a slice up of my cucumber, because I have another cucumber in here. And I'm going to also chop up some dandelion greens for you.
Somebody had a question about what to do with the pulp.
Okay, real quick. Somebody asked what to do with pulp. I love pulp. And depending what's in it, I feed the pulps to my dogs, because I cook for my dogs. I can't be a nutritionist and telling people to eat right and then go and buy some dog kibble for my dogs. So if it has the foods that our dogs can eat, this will get mixed in with their oatmeal and their turkey and their sweet potato. But here's something that I love to do with the pulp. If you have an air fryer, or if you have a dehydrator, put it in there and dehydrate all of this out. I dehydrate this, and then I put it into my my food processor, and I make a seasoning out of it. This has a low battery, Jay. This one went off. I make a seasoning out of it. Now, if you don't have an air fryer and you don't have one of those machines to dehydrate it, then you can use your oven. You would put this in on a sheet, and you would put it in the oven at the lowest temperature. So put it in the oven at about 170 degrees and let it dehydrate all of the liquids out of it. It's going to take maybe 5, 6, 7 hours. But once it is completely dry, put it in your blender, put it in your food processor, and make a seasoning. So imagine this seasoning has pomegranate, which gives it a sweet, has some mango, has some dandelion. This is nice. We have so many jars of seasonings around here when we're cooking. Mango and papaya is also really good as a meat tenderizer. So if you are a meat eater, then something like this will be nice to season and tenderize your meat. So I never throw out the pulp. This pulp will always find a home. So just to let you know, don't throw away your pulp.
Oh, it says they make a tea out of their pulp.
Make a tea out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds good. Now for the blender, ooh, look at that knife, almost cut me. This knife is so powerful. For the blender, I actually am cutting up my my dandelion. So we're gonna be using 1 cup of almond milk. And I know my 1.5 cups, I'm sorry, of almond milk. And then I am going to be putting in, you put your liquids in, then you put your next ones in. I'm gonna be putting in 1 cup of my dandelion greens in there. This should be 1 cup left of my pomegranate. I need my mangoes are still a little hard because I just took them out the freezer. And the reason why you might want to use frozen mango, because if you don't use frozen mango for your blending version, you may need to put some ice cubes in it. So I just have the frozen mango that I'm actually going to use. And then I will put in my cucumber that I have to cut up. All of this goes into the blender. And I'm going to put my mango. This should be 1 cup. This looks like it's a little more than 1 cup. Can you do me a favor? Run a little hot water on this bag to kind of break up the mango for me. We'll put all of this in my blender, and now we'll have a blended version of the juice version. And this is really good. This is really good. You can add other stuff in here too, if you wanted to. But it's not too sweet. It has the right blend, the right flavor. The cacao, even though cacao is real chocolate, you don't taste the chocolatey unless you really like a lot of chocolate. But it's just really, really good. So for all of you who deals with stress, maybe make this in the morning before you leave. Start your day off with a healthy juice that has all the minerals and vitamins that you need to start your day. Because when you give your body its meal, its food, when you feed your body what it needs, your body takes good care of you. Your body will love you big time. Can you give me that? Why you got that? Oh, okay. All right, let's see if I can break that a little. Can't really. Okay, so I'm putting 1 cup of mango, frozen mango in here. And now let's blend it up. So this way is really for those of you who don't have a juicer. But if you have a juicer, I would suggest you do the juicing version of this. You know what I should have added in there? I could have added my cacao in the blender part. So I'm going to add my cacao and then blend it again. Now again, I only use like a teaspoon, but it's up to you. You can use a tablespoon of your cacao powder. like my shirt. This is actually me. So if you like my shirts to support me, my shirt says, health and beauty, start within. Ask Debbie about hair. It should be hair and health. But okay, so here is our smoothie version of this, same drink. And of course, when I'm doing a smoothie, gotta get a straw. And I'm gonna take all the straws.
Can you use coconut water too?
Yep, you sure can. You can use almond milk for a creamy consistency. You can use coconut water. Make sure when you're using your coconut water that your coconut water says coconut water and not coconut water with a bunch of sugar and additives, because that's not real coconut water. So here we go. Oh, geez, that was better than that one. Wow. So my point is, it tastes really good. And the thing is, when you're making a juice or you're making a smoothie that tastes good, you already know you already in that position for feeling good. And remember, today we're making juices and smoothies for stress, anxiety, and depression. You have to try this. If you are a person that's going through some stuff, take a moment, get your right ingredients, make this, and then call me, text me, comment me, and tell me if it worked for you. I know it will, especially if you have all of those ingredients. Again, I use all of those ingredients because every last one of them has a special compound to help the neurotransmitters in our brain, to help with regulating the mood, to help our metabolism. All of that can help. And when we're functioning or we're working on our brain, our mental health will all come together. So before I go, there's a couple of things I wanted to share with you before we end. And this is actually really good. This I can save for my mom because I forgot to save her the juice. This is good. I think this one tastes better than that one. But they're both very good. Did I cut myself on that fabulous knife? I'm telling you, that knife is fabulous, but I think I just nicked myself. So I'm going to tell you, before we go, 10 ways, well, there's more than 10, but I'll say them as fast as I can. Reduce stress in 10 minutes and improve your well-being. I have some techniques for you to try to reduce your stress, to reduce your anxiety. And when you reduce your stress and you reduce your anxiety, you're also helping with depression. So one is be active. Take a dance break. Seriously, if you just start dancing, but sometimes you feel like, listen, I'm not in the mood to dance. Well, force yourself to dance. Turn on some music. Turn on your favorite song, your old school. I know for me, when I take it back to old school, like I had to paint last week, and I was like, okay, I need to get in the mood. So guess what I went? I put my Bose system on, and I threw on some Barry White, and I was in there painting and singing and dancing, and it was done. Okay, so what I'm telling you, be active. Take a dance break. And I couldn't stop. My mother was like, it's time, it's getting dark. I was like, I got one more area, Mom. And my music was so loud, and I was painting and singing and all kind of stuff. So one way to reduce stress is to take a dance break. Another way to reduce stress is to close your eyes, take deep breaths, and stretch. And this is how it works. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and stretch. It works. Believe me, I know I'm being funny, but that's one way. Another way is to write 3 things you are grateful for. Get yourself a journal. Journals are really reasonable right now because we're getting ready to go into the new year. Oh, yeah. Save some for grandma because it's good. Get yourself a journal and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. So here's the thing. When you're feeling in a mood and you know, somebody got on your nerve, or maybe someone didn't, because you are dealing with a nutritional deficiency, you're dealing with an imbalance of vitamin D, and you are dealing with an imbalance of magnesium, you don't know why you're going through anxiety, stress, and depression. So force yourself to get a journal and just write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And trust me, there are 3 things that you can be grateful for. And go back and look at it time and time again. You'll see that that will also help you deal with your stress. Another is to, what happened here? Take a self-check-in. Take a moment to ask yourself how you're feeling. Acknowledging your emotions is the first step in managing it. So Ask yourself, so how am I feeling today? Go look in the mirror. So how are we feeling today? And yourself will tell you how you're feeling. Talking back to yourself. Laughter is very important. It is true when they say laughter is the best medicine. Watch a funny video or chat with someone who makes you smile. Here's one that I've always wanted to do this video, but I thought people was going to clown me when I do it. But now that I'm live, here's one technique that really, really works. When you're feeling stressed, you're going through anxiety, and you're dealing with depression, force yourself to go look at yourself in the mirror. And some people might say, I don't want to do that. I don't like the way I look. Force yourself, perseverance. Do things that are out of the norm. And when you go to that mirror, you're going to do this. You're going to start smiling at yourself. And when you start smiling at yourself in the mirror, try it. You're going to start laughing. And guess what happens? When you start smiling at yourself, even if you're not in the mood, when you smile, you tell your brain that you're in a good place. So your brain you will start to release endorphins. This works. This is scientifically backed. Go into your mirror, look at yourself, and just start smiling. So your brain is like, oh, we happy now? Oh yeah, I'm loving that. Okay. And you will find that your mood will change. I've tried that one. I would go and do that, and I'd be like, start smiling. And next thing you know, I'm laughing because I'm like, you look so stupid laughing at yourself. But again, the endorphins worked, and I was in a different place and a different mood. A nature walk. Immerse yourself in nature. It's very therapeutic. Just walking, just walking outside, looking at the birds, looking at the squirrels, just walking, just feeling, being one with nature is a really, really good way to help you through your stress and your depression and your anxiety. Cooking is another one. Look for a recipe and get in the kitchen and cook. These things help. Like I said last week, I wasn't depressed or anything, but I just needed to paint. I had a relative here painting with me, and it was really bad that I was like, okay, I'm going to need you to stop. Don't worry about it. I got it from here. So that's why I went and got my music, got my Barry White, and I was good. And the job got done. Random acts of kindness is another way to help you feel better about you. You see someone on the street, go talk to a homeless person. Go give them $5, $6. Just have a conversation. Random acts of kindness is a way that actually helps your brain know that it's time to release some of these good endorphins, and you will see that it will change your day. Here's one thing, a random act of kindness is, I know where everyone lives, there is a homeless shelter somewhere. Go make some sandwiches and go give them to the ones that was homeless. We did that. Me and my family, we made some sandwiches, we made some brown bag lunches, and we just took them over to the shelter. And here's what helped us, that it was so amazing. These people were so grateful. We just drove up to someone and we were like, hey, you staying here at the shelter? And they was like, yeah. And we go, here's something for you. We got a bag lunch. The people was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm thinking, it's just a sandwich. But to them, it was a random act of kindness, which to this day, we're still talking about. So do that. Make a sandwich for someone. Buy someone a lunch. Do something out of the norm. You will find how your body, your brain will be like, oh, this was nice. And it's going to release endorphins. And my last one is pet time. Spending time with animals can greatly reduce stress and increase happiness. And that is very true. I say animals are our therapy. God knew what he was doing when he gave us domestic animals, because they are amazing, amazing, amazing. They will change your life. That's why in my house we have 5 dogs and a cat. Lots of animals in here. You don't hear them, you don't see them, you don't smell them, because I am a little over, well, should I call myself OCD when it comes to cleaning? I clean, and that's my therapy. I start cleaning. I need to clean. And I have dogs that get a bath every week, and one dog wears shoes out when she goes out. So animals is really our therapy. So if you're going through depression, think about maybe you need that comfort. You know why animals are so good for us? Is because they know how to love us unconditionally. When the average person don't know, we don't know how to do that. But it wouldn't matter what you say or do to this animal, they still love you unconditionally. So try maybe getting an animal, going to a shelter. All of my animals came from a rescue. It's so heartwarming and loving. These are the things that we need that can help combat your stress, your anxiety, and your depression. Oh, I did say that was my last one, but this is really my last one. Gardening, getting in there and getting your hands dirty. I love to garden. I love to garden. I'm not saying my garden is the best, but I love it. It is therapeutic for my mind and my brain. And when I feel like I just need to go out there and start digging in there and putting some new plants, planting some new seeds or whatever, it's amazing. So these are some of the things that you can do to help you reduce your stress, your anxiety, and even your depression. So I hope I helped you in some way today as you came with me in my kitchen as I made a wonderful juicing recipe to help you understand that food is medicine. And if you are struggling with some of the symptoms that we talked about today, please just try it. You have nothing to lose. You probably have all those ingredients in your house, except for maybe the pomegranate. But get these things, make yourself a juice, make yourself a smoothie, and then let's have a conversation later. I already know what you're going to say. Okay, so now we're at the end, and they always bring me this paper to talk to you guys. Okay, so I have to announce 10 days of giveaways. This month we did, or was it in November? We did a 10 days of giveaways for everyone. And I said on my live, I was going to announce everyone who won one of my prizes, which is some of my products. So I'm going to call your name. You might not be here, but if you are on here, check your email to redeem your prize. So Maggie Melvin from Brawley, California, you are one of the 10s. You are one of the ones who won one of my giveaways. Bernice Pierre from Port St. Lucia, Florida, you also won. Melina Collins from Louisville, Kentucky. If y'all know her, tell her she just won one of my prizes. And I love giveaways. Karima Marshall from San Francisco, California. You also won. Terry Nixon from Grand Blanc, Michigan. Congratulations. You are also a winner. Grace Collins from Newport News, Virginia. You also won. Lagenia Sutton from Pittsburgh, California. You won something from me. Check your email to redeem your prize. Elisa Charles from Brooklyn, New York. Idris Hall from Miami, Florida. And Rose Garrett from Redding, California. I got a big audience in California. I love y'all in California. Love you, love you. But all of you have won. You've entered into my 10 days of giveaways, and some of this stuff is expensive stuff. So go and check it out. Also this weekend, in my store, because I also have a store, we are doing a buy one, get one 50% off of all of the hair oils and all of the sizes. And for all of you who don't know, as a nutritionist, I developed a hair care line because food is medicine for the body, but food is also medicine for the hair. So people would come to me for nutritional issues, but they were experiencing hair loss and scalp problems. So I was like, okay, I need to create something for you too. So I have a hair care line. We just launched a beauty care line, which is also utilizing food as medicine. It is, your face needs nutrients the same way your body needs nutrients. Your hair and scalp need nutrients the same way your body needs it. So as a nutritionist, why not develop a nutritionally based line, beauty line for hair and skin? And this week we have $10 off our dry hair and scalp bundle. Check the site out. It's hair and scalp meds, all one word.com. And you can check and see what I have there. And then we have 30% off of my skincare line. Now I'm getting ready in January. I'm doing all skin health, talking about psoriasis and eczema, acne, dandruff. And I'm focusing on skin health because it's a big deal. It's a big deal for many people. Skin health relates to gut health. And I created a skincare line based off of that. And it is an organic line. It is a plant-based line. It is made for all textures, and it is amazing. So next month, we're focusing on that. And they wanted me to tell you guys, so on my Instagram, I'm Ask Debbie About Hair and Health. On my TikTok, I'm Ask Debbie About Hair and Health, YouTube, and all that. But I wanted to separate my hair care and beauty line separate from me. I wanted this page to be about juicing and health remedies and ways to fight cancer and ways to fight diabetes and autoimmune issues and how to heal your gut. So we created a new channel for me called Pure 7 Naturals. And that channel is basically about my beauty care line and my hair care line. So I need you guys to support me over there. Go follow me on Pure 7 Naturals to build up that line, because on my TikTok, I got almost 2 million people following me there. I need y'all to go over there and follow me on Pure 7 Naturals also. So I want to thank you all for staying on this long with me today. Please take down this recipe. If you are not the person who's struggling with stress, anxiety, or depression, but you know somebody who does, please share this video with them. Even though I know we clowned around, but this is a serious topic. And what I do know is even if a person is taking medication for these things, a lot of times, and I've seen it happen, the medication lead into other issues and problems. So we need to start using food as medicine. But at the end of the day, I always say we need to take it back to nature. Because remember, our grandmothers and great-grandmothers and great-great-grandmothers and fathers didn't have medicine. They went to the ground and dug up roots and plants. And that's how they made their medicine. And that's how they took care of their family. And so to me, that's how we need to take it back. We need to take it back to nature. So I will see you all on my next video, which I believe is next Friday. So comment below, sign up, subscribe, and I'll see you next week in the next video.